I don't think anyone's ever called me bookish. It's just like what do they mean by the term bookish? Like you're built like a book, like you're just like big square sort of frame.
Well, that was an interesting thing. I read a lot as a child, so my parents always used to say you've always got your nose in a book. But then with screens and stuff nowadays, I think they're beginning to miss the days when I used to just read and it wasn't 8 uninterrupted hours of screen time.
Yeah.
What were you like as a child?
I read a little bit. The newspaper. I remember that. Yeah, that was about it.
Just
the comics and the sports news, the back page. I was big on the back page. That was the other thing. Big sport kid. Big. That's where you get a lot of hosses in the sports world. That's there's because I was a big one for me, especially early on, was rugby.
Yeah.
And I was front rower. Surprise, surprise. And that's almost like, in terms of sort of stereotypical hosses, you're going to find a lot of hosses that are prop in a scrum.
That's the prime hoss position.
Yeah, prime hoss position.
I guess let's get into it. You said we should probably explain what a hoss is.
Yeah.
So the term comes from, I believe, almost workhorse. And the dictionary definition of a hoss is something like a strong, dependable man. That's the kind of thing. But like, we all know that maybe the general hoss body type is a little huskier, a little cuddlier than your bookworm. And I don't know. I just kind of said it out. Like I said something about Hoss Town, Hoss City. And I thought that's a great name. So here we are.
I think it started with that live podcast with Georgia when you told her she was in the middle of a Hoss sandwich.
a phrase which has been pointed out to me is kind of something inappropriate to say to someone.
Oh, yes. Right. Has it been... Okay.
Well,
sorry, Georgia, if you're watching.
I don't know. There's apparently a connotation there, which we don't want to ear towards.
Yeah, we don't. We really don't.
Hence, Hoss Town is the podcast
Hoss
name.
Town, yes.
And me and Matt are the...
So we're not going to have a guest and call it a Hoss sandwich, then are we?
I think our HR person would advise against doing that. So hence Hoss Town. So anyone that's a guest is maybe just a citizen of Hoss Town.
Yeah, a Hoss tourist.
Yeah, that's great, fantastic. We'll have to get them like one of those "You're now leaving Hoss Town" t-shirts. The merch game for this is going to be.
I visited Hoss Town and
all I got
was this t-shirt.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The merch game of Hoss Town is going to be off the chain.
2XL and up. By the way,
no such thing as an S size.
2XL is where we start, and it's kind of an open-ended scale. Like there's no upper limit to the Hoss, but like we're not sizist, but that's just there is a barrier. It's like you got to be this tall to ride the ride. You got to be,
this wide.
Wide to fit through the town gates.
We only do restaurants and like buffet. There's no such thing as a non-buffet restaurant in Hoss Town.
It's like you'll walk into a restaurant, you'll get seated, and you'll be like, oh, where's the food? And there's just a big trough at the front.
They just motion towards it, and then that's where it is.
No waiters an option.
That's an obsolete
you don't trust anybody else to touch your food.
Exactly. So us two collectively, I've been referring to us as the mayors of Hoss Town, or I did. The one potential idea was the consuls. The Roman Empire had 2 consuls.
I was going to say, there's not many like double mayors.
No.
Down, unless like we split the town into like the South and the North district,
like in Berlin after the Second World War.
But that just seems like a hostile partnership. It's it's like this is just the meeting table where we come to resolve the Hoss disputes.
Like what is it? The demilitarized zone in North Korea. That's where we are right now. We're in a secret bunker. We come together to discuss policy once a month. And
rations. Not like, because I'm more a burgering guy, but, rations.
Sure, out of the gates of the funnel, really.
Yes.
I suppose we're going to have to eventually decide on the official chip for Hoss Town. I'm not quite sure. Maybe we'll do like a poll or something. The audience.
Do a potato chip review. Yes, we'll get that on the TikTok.
That would be good. Yeah, we could do a tier list. I think that's the kitsch thing that the kids are doing. So that, I think, broadly and also not entirely at all really explains what Hoss Town is. We are, it's a democratic society. We are elected officials.
Actually, I don't know how I feel about democracy.
Well, what political system would you recommend?
Well, I feel like we should branch out and start a new one. Like, I feel well, Like, if we're going to be true to the Hosstown name, shouldn't it be just the biggest hoss rules?
Oh, that's actually that's fair. Yeah,
You know, shouldn't it be like a meritocracy based on hossness?
Just what stats would you measure? It would be probably beard, height, weight. You'd probably have some kind of like the primary. Like just to find out if you can be a member of parliament would be like some kind of sumo system. You know what I mean? Like only the biggest and the strongest can get through that.
It's like we have like a Hoss Olympics where it's like you got to start off by like finishing like an old Spates crate bottle, and then you got to go and then do like 30 seconds of really explosive heavy bag work on punching because that's all you can handle.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, and then you got to like go. Like give an old lady a cuddle because you got to show the gentler side, help an old lady cross the street because it's a noble thing being a hoss.
You've touched on a good point there. That was the thing I wanted the theme of the podcast to be a sort of masculinity one, but not your typical sort of caveman. Sports beer and we do UFC rankings like it. We wanted it to, like you say, the gentler side of being a man. So that's you gotta. What is it? Any grandmother or specifically your grandmother?
It's just gotta. Not everybody has their grandmother around. So you just gotta find. We gotta go for a high or a grandma sometimes. And then So it could get dangerous. Keep the.
Hide your grandmas.
Another shit. Hide your grandmas.
Hide your grandmas.
The horses are coming.
Yeah. That sounds vaguely sinister.
We're just here to bring hugs, cups of teas, and help them cross the road. That's nice. All we're trying to do.
Thanks for watching this Hosstown clip. Why not watch another one while you're at it? You can watch full episodes of the Hosstown podcast here on YouTube, or you can find them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favourite podcatcher. See you in Hosstown.